nice living, views panoramic, deals close quick, ain't no need for panic. So the AJ man getting paid all the way. Real estate boss flexing every Friday. Dubai nice, neon lights where we play. Penthouse dreams, that's the only way to stay.
We're back in AJ Podcast, and today my guest needs no introduction. He's the one and only Ben from Ben & Core. Ben,
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
thank you for coming. We've been trying to do this for a while now.
I know. You were traveling, you were busy, then I was
You're
traveling.
the one who's busy. Yeah, you're the star.
No, not at all.
Ben, most people know you, but lots of people don't know that you've been in the city for over 20 years. So I want to start this podcast by you telling us the story. How did you move to Dubai and why Dubai?
All right. So let's rewind to the year was 2002, right? I was a university dropout, growing up in Canada, predominantly with a white ethnicity. It was hard. It was very hard growing up, and my parents were very unhappy with me. I didn't know what I was doing in my life, and things were not going good for me. I went to a family friend which I really looked up to, and I spilled my heart out. And he said, you know what, you need some guidance, you need some mentorship, and I think this city is not right for you. And I said, okay. And he said, I want you to move to Dubai. The year was 2002, remember, right?
And back then,
Nobody knew.
Never heard of Dubai.
Right?
Even. Dubai was sand 2002.
It was desert. It was a small little village, right? So I said, Dubai, where's Dubai? And he said, it's in the Middle East. It's very close to Iran, where my parents are originally from. So I knew it was somewhere in the Middle East. So I said, you know what? I have nothing to lose. Let's do it. So I packed my bags. Sorry, the year was 2000, not 2002. So I packed my bags and I came to Dubai. The plan was for about a good 3 months.
Look for a job or something.
No, he was going to hire me right away.
Okay,
So
right.
He was pretty much an international trading company. He had a real estate division, which was one of his 32 groups. And he said, I want you to run my real estate company. By the time, he said, right now, you're 22 years old. By the time you're 30, you're going to be a millionaire. You're going to be driving a Porsche, and you're going to own multiple properties. And so as a kid, you get excited. And I'm like, oh, my God, this is music to my ears, right? So I'm like, yeah, I'm in. I'm all in, right? When do I pack my bags? So I packed my bags, and he brought me to Dubai. And I didn't know where I was going and what I was going to do. I was a young kid. When I got out of the airport, it was Maktoum Airport. All of a sudden, I had this heat wave just like hit me right in the face. And I was like, where have I come to, right? I was shocked. And then growing up in Canada and living in Dubai in 2000 was major culture shock. I never saw
Total opposite.
Opposite, like extremes, right? So I never saw Emiratis. I never saw Arabs. Predominantly, I never interacted even with my own kind back in Canada. And so the life was different as well. It was hustling, bustling. Dubai never slept. Like I saw people out late at night in coffee shops and cafes smoking shisha. In Canada, 6, 7 o'clock, everything is closed and it's dead, right? So I lived for 3 weeks. I got homesick. I missed my family, and I decided to fly back to Vancouver, which was probably the biggest mistake that I made. I went there. And after about a month, I regretted it. I called my boss up, and he said, you had your chance. Now you have to work in the Vancouver office and prove to me that you're worthy and that you're appreciated. So I worked there for about a year. The salary was very low. I had a second job. I was basically washing dishes in a restaurant.
How old were you?
I was 22 years old.
22, yeah.
I was just a kid. I was confused. I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. And so I went back. Worked in the office, basically pretty much looking at the wall, doing nothing. But he was testing me, right? He made me pay for my own ticket back after a year and a half. And so in 2002, I came back to Dubai. I was determined I was ready to work real estate. That's when the freehold had just started.
Yeah. Sheikh Mohammed announced it. 2002?
Yes. So it was like, it was God sent.
Yeah.
It was perfect timing for me as well. And so I was determined to build my future, build my life. I was 24 years old, and that's how it all started. So I started selling real estate off paper when nothing, no
They told us
freehold
stories, yeah.
properties existed.
Like there was tents and people used to queue. And,
Yeah,
and,
I
and
remember.
just sign documents.
I remember like it was yesterday. Emar had a sales center in the Dubai Marina where the 6 towers were going up. And then Damak Hossein Sajwani built a tent right across the water where he launched his first project, Marina Terrace. He used to stand there himself and give presentations and ask people to buy into his project. Even Nakhil, I mean, His Excellency, Mr. Sultan bin Sulaiman, he used to stand in the Nakhil portable right on the beach with the Nakhil model and give presentations. It was nice.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, you don't see those these days. Yeah,
And
those
no
days
one
are
knows
over.
the hassle, the old school hassle to
Absolutely.
get units, to do
Yeah.
contracts.
Yeah. of course.
They used to tell me that people used to sell their tokens. Like selling token was more making
was a
money
business.
more than
Yeah, of
the
course.
actual commissions.
I mean, you just get a token, stand in line, and then and then just offer to sell. People would come and you wouldn't have to sell it. People would actually come and offer to buy
you,
it.
yeah, and you were like, who's the
Right?
highest bid?
Exactly.
Yeah, you can take
You
it.
actually would make more money than a premium on a property. So it was crazy though.
Good old days.
Yeah, good old days.
And then once you establish yourself in Dubai, where were you when the world crashed? Like we were talking to 2008 Lehman Brothers. Like where were you? You were still operating in Dubai.
Yes.
Tell us what happened
So
then.
I just ended my career with Emirates Sunland. So I was the head of sales for the Palazzo Versace and the D1 we had and White Bay project in Al Qaim. We had achieved about close to about 10 billion worth of sales in about 3 years, and with your good friend and family, second cousin. And we
Hi Zaina.
Zaina Khouri from Dubai Blink.
If you're watching.
Yeah. And we achieved quite a lot there. And at that time in my career, I decided to open my own real estate company. The company was Global Properties. It was very short-lived, right? So we had investors who had bought multiple floors and units in the Versace and D1, and they wanted to not only invest but also do developments
Property
themselves.
management, okay,
Development. We would manage their project sales and marketing, and so it was a great idea, right? We actually had sold. I had a partner back then as well. He's in the U.S. now, and we had sold a full building in the waterfront. The value of the building was about 750 million dirham.
Wow.
And we had 4% commission, which was coming to us. The developer doesn't exist anymore. I won't name them, but we were pretty much. Our investor had put 2.5% down. It was about June or July of 2008, and we were waiting for the next installments to receive our commission. So we were really banking on that. Not only that, we had our own investments as well. We had bought floors, we had bought packages, we had bought properties where we were really depending.
We're gonna cover it. Once the commission hits, we covered this.
We were gonna, and we were.
I'm sure you already
offloading
looked at cars. You looked at
everything.
Okay,
I had already spent the money, right? So we, I remember, I never forget. We went on summer holidays. We went to Turkey, Istanbul, and Bodrum, and people had called us to sell the properties with premiums, and we really got greedy. And we're like, no, you know what? When we come back next month, it's going to increase. What happened? Boom. The entire world. Financial crisis. It was a disaster. There was literally blood on the street.
I mean, like, now you're the third person that opened business in that year and got smashed. Like, from my circle, like, I know people, they opened 2 weeks before the crash, and they were like,
I mean,
we couldn't even comprehend
I
what
think you're a
happened.
good friend and partner as well,
Yeah,
right?
Lou, I also opened 2 months or a month before the crash, and
Great
he told me
timing.
like city was empty, everyone left. I didn't even know what's going on.
Absolutely.
Yeah, everyone described it, but you know what? every person who survived that period is a beast. And you can see them all. From Provident, Unique Properties, to all of these
You're
guys.
right.
Like they sustained, they elevated, they understand how it's gonna go. They made the money, you know what I mean? And now look at them. All of these companies are big.
Absolutely. And it's very inspiring. And that's
Yeah.
what actually inspired me, because I had a different mindset at that time. You know, it was the first recession that I had ever seen. Growing up and being just a kid, right? Moving here when I was 24, 25, and it was just
Feeling
an
you're
upward.
top on the world.
I was
and
king.
Life is great.
I was walking
and
into the
yeah.
office. I was invoicing 350 to 500,000 monthly, right? So I was just like, and then we were buying floors for our investors. We were buying properties for our investors, and then we put skin in the game. We started investing with them. We put in money, like millions of dirhams, and then we were on top of the world. And then all of a sudden, our whole world just came and crumbled and crashed in. So for me as a kid in the first crisis, it was really, really difficult. It was really hard. I'm not gonna lie to you. I got a bit depressed.
I'm sure you got a lot depressed, not a bit
Half of
depressed.
my- yeah.
But this is what I want to speak about, and this is the message from this podcast. When I speak to people, like it doesn't matter where you come from, what's your religion, what do you know, who you know. What matters like what you want to achieve in life, and you have the opportunity in this city. So now you came in, you had your first opportunity, your first breakthrough, and then life just smashed you.
Life smashed.
How did you how did you build yourself again?
Right.
Because most people were like, oh, I lost it all, I'm depressed, I want to drink, I don't know what, just
Absolutely.
to use
You're
whatever
right.
they need to use to forget what they're in. How did you overcome it?
So
That's
I think,
the question.
Yeah. So I've been very competitive all my life. I've been very athletic in sports. And like I said, people like Luai, like Arash Jalili, these people, they really inspired me, because I thought that it was finished, it was done. I still believed in the city. I'm like, it will come back, but I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to continue. My partner, my friend, had written a check, and he basically had to fly out and could never come back. So
you were by yourself in debt. There was no light that there's a client coming to purchase, because end of the day, everything. And what they told me, that properties lost almost 40% of value.
yes, more than 40%.
Yeah.
So thank God I had invested in ready properties.
Okay.
So I had passive income.
Rentals?
From rentals. So financially, I was sound. I didn't have any liabilities. I never mortgaged or financed through a bank. So but half of my wealth, all the off-plan properties which we had speculated, was just wiped out. So it hurt, because it was hard-earned money, right? But what inspired me, and what I saw, like you said, back in 2009, 2010, the companies who set up, and the ones that didn't shut down, and the ones that continued, right?
They're the leading market.
They're the monsters now. They own the market, right? And they've grown, and they've scaled,
Yeah.
and they've done it properly. So my hat's off to all the leaders and the people who continued. And it really inspired me as well. And I said, you know what?
If they did it, I should do it better.
If they did it, then I can do it as well.
Yeah.
And I'll do it even better. Exactly. So it took some time, obviously. I'm very conservative as a person, businessman. But, it's a long game for me.
Absolutely.
I'm not here just for the short run.
Absolutely. It's a marathon, as we say.
It's a marathon.
Yeah. Ben, congratulations on the show, $1 million listing.
Thank you so much.
I'm sure everyone in the city have seen it, and you guys have portrayed Dubai in the most beautiful way. And I'm sure people who watched the show understood that yes, we do exist. The good agents exist, the professional exist, and there's a lot of those in the city. You just need to you just need to look for them. So my question to you, Ben, first of all, is like, is there a season coming, another season coming? Can we discuss this or not?
Of course.
Okay.
So season 2 is in the works.
Okay, great.
It's in the works, and it will be bigger and better than season 1.
I'm sure.
Season 1 was amazing. To answer your question,
How was the experience? It's so easy for us to sell real estate or to deal with clients, but how is it for you to do this in front of a camera? To manage it, that the camera is not there,
Right.
just carry on doing what you're doing.
So for some people, it's very natural and
Yeah.
second nature. They can do it very comfortably. For me, it was extremely difficult.
Okay.
Extremely. I was scared. I was frightened.
Was it scripted or you guys freestyle it?
So it's a reality show,
Yeah.
right? A lot of people, it's quite funny because they're like, this scene was scripted. We know, for sure it was scripted, right? There were a few scenes where, especially the last scene where we all got together and there was a big fight. They're like, oh, it was so scripted. I'm like, man, only if you were there
Yeah.
and you saw it. It was actually watered down. It was a lot worse than they made it seem. But to answer your question, look, no, it's not scripted. All the deals are real. Can you imagine?
I don't know. I'm not asking you that. I'm like, for example,
Yeah.
now we're doing this podcast. Have I sent you any question? You know, I have no idea. You just came. We're having
Freestyling.
a topic, freestyling
Exactly.
it. So if it comes to me personally, if you
Yeah.
tell me freestyle, I'm great doing it.
Yes.
Tell me that's your script, I will fuck it up in the first
Exactly.
2 sentences.
Exactly.
No way I can get a script. That's why I'm asking you. Like,
Yeah,
was
yeah.
it scripted or you guys just they put you in places? They tell you that's the main idea. Talk about it.
No, it was completely freestyle. They'd ask us, what are you doing next week? Do you have any properties that you want to showcase? And then we'd have to pretty much do everything
yeah,
ourselves.
yeah.
We'd have to arrange our sellers, create the listing appointments, and then have open houses, and then get buyers to come in. But we had a lot of challenges. Like, can you imagine? A lot of people, they don't want to be in front of the camera.
I know.
A lot of people, they don't want people to know that they own property.
Yeah, and this
Right?
this has been my beef with most of my clients. I'm like, do a video recommendation for
Right.
me. They were like, no. I'm like, why? And like, I don't want people to know I own properties. I'm like, you bought it haram. It was like that. Why you want to hide it?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I always face this. People don't want to speak.
Yeah.
They want to keep it always under the table for some reason. Weird. I don't mind sharing my properties.
Absolutely.
Like I bought them all from this
Right.
year to this year. So yeah, each one has a different mentality. I'm sure.
Different mentality, different
I
reason.
think, but it's in this region because if you do this in Europe or in the States, it's so easy for people to
Yes.
speak. Actually, people will tell you we don't mind having live viewing, and I mean, like when you do the evaluation of the property, giving recommendation. But in here in this region,
Yes.
just people are worried of being jinxed or the bad eye.
Absolutely. Or different sort of perception, like, oh, I don't want anyone knowing that I'm selling my property because I don't want them thinking that
I don't
I'm
have
having
money.
financial problems
Yeah.
or issues, right? Like, why would people question why you're selling your property? I don't know. I don't understand the mindset, but we got to respect them, right?
I want to ask you a few questions that is always asked to me, and I give my opinion. But now, since I have another opinion from someone specialized as yourself, I want to discuss the question that most investors keep asking us nowadays. Where is Dubai heading?
Dubai, where is Dubai heading? So, look, for me, it's the same answer as 2002 when I first came here. It's quite nice. I had a client who basically reached out to me. He was my client from 2002. And it was a nice surprise. He sent me a message, Ben, do you remember me? And I had like 5 different farhands in my phone. And I said, is this the farhand from 2002 that works for Shell? And so anyways, we connected and he came to my office and he said, and I had my Palm specialist sitting across from us. And he said, you know what? Back in 2002, Ben threw me in his car, which was a company car. It had like stickers and everything on it. And he drove me through the Palm Jumeirah when it was all dirt and nothing existed. And I said, how are we going to go in here? He said, don't worry. Just put your head down and we'll drive right through. So I drove through a construction site with like trucks and like cranes and all these like big like vehicles and machineries. And everyone that I passed, I just waved to and I went right through, right? And he said, I'll never forget that. He's like, at that time in 2002, right? There were 2 people that had a vision. One was Sheikh Mohammed and the second was Ben Bandari.
That believed in the vision.
That believed in Dubai, right?
Yeah.
So to answer your question, look, Dubai is Dubai. It's a very special city. I think it's the best place on the earth and the planet, and I believe you agree with me.
Yeah, 100%. That's
Right?
all what I say.
I mean-
and I tell them we're living in 2050 while the rest of the world is living in 2024,
Exactly.
2025.
Right.
We're ahead of
We're
everyone.
way ahead. I mean, even back then, I was promoting everywhere. I'd go back to Vancouver. I'd visit my family every month. Every 2 years, I would say Dubai. They're like, where's Dubai?
What is that? And so some
Where?
people think that it's not Dubai, but they say Middle East is all
Right.
wars and stuff. I'm like, please fly. Actually, let me invite you for 3 days.
Right.
Just come
Exactly.
and let's have the conversation after 3 days. And I think now people are getting it. Like it's the place.
They've got
And
it already.
what I love about it now that most of my clients tell me that the model of Dubai should be taught to the world how to manage cities and countries because it is the most successful
It should be
one.
a case study.
It is the most successful one. We don't have war. We don't have any issues. No one even mentioned politics or bullshit. It's just a city to make money and enjoy a very high quality of a life. That's it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Ben, people are asking us, so many launches coming. Everyone's coming, sending inventory. What's going to happen to Dubai? Are we going to hit that oversupply like we did post or pre-COVID?
Look, I think the entire world is now looking at Dubai. We have people coming in from all corners of the world that we've never seen before, right? I mean, U.S. Americans, 80% of them don't have passports, but we're getting a lot of buyers coming in from the U.S. Inquiring, not even coming here, just buying off plan, off paper, off video, right? From South America, Brazil, Venezuela, everywhere around the world. It's not like before. So I think the demand is outweighing the supply, and it will continue to. For
Is it fair to say that Dubai is detached from the American system now? It's true, we still, the dirham is pegged to the dollar,
Right.
but usually whatever used to happen in the state end up in Dubai after 6 months.
Look, I'm not an economist, right? But and whatever I tell you, it's a 50-50.
It's your
chance.
opinion, we're not going to
In
hold
my
you
op-
accountable for it.
In my opinion, I think look, the world is linked. It's basically attached. Every single country, especially to the U.S., the big economies as well. I mean, even China, for that matter. You know, at one point the Chinese stopped buying here as well because of what was
They
happening.
locked them. Yeah,
Exactly.
it's not like they didn't want to, they
So
were locked.
definitely, it's going to affect the UAE and Dubai, but I don't think that Dubai, the UAE, is just dependent on the U.S. I think now 200 plus countries in the world are coming, investing, and betting on Dubai.
That's what I'm saying. Like it used to be the case, but
Yes.
it's not anymore.
It's
like
changed.
we've seen, Dubai is independent. It doesn't really care what's happening in the world. You know, we have a crazy demand coming. People are moving headquarters to the city.
Yes.
Like people just coming, even for retirement. Like now, Dubai became a place where it's for everyone.
For
And it's so easy to come, so easy to move, so easy to find a job and just to start a life.
Just the lifestyle.
Yeah, like you cannot imagine like how many friends of mine or how many colleagues like they used to live in Lebanon like and they just came
They
to
all
Dubai
came.
and they were like that's
Even
it.
Canada.
That's the place.
I have
Canada,
so many
I've been
people.
meeting a lot
All
recently.
of my friends, all of my family friends.
Yeah.
Ben, we love what's happening in Dubai. Is there a job for me? Is there any opportunity? You know,
So I was asking you regarding your company. You guys are specialized mainly in the secondary market and you're
Correct.
covering the most
Luxury.
rich areas,
Yeah,
luxury
luxury.
areas. Yeah. So where do we find you today? Like you're in Blue Waters, Palm. Give us like where your main inventory is.
Right. So my office is on the Palm Jumeirah.
Okay.
We're in the Golden Mile.
I think you're the most fan of the Palm. Yeah, like you started everything from there. This is your lucky
I live
charm,
on the
the
Palm.
blessings. The
I live on the
barakah.
Palm as well.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I live on the Palm. I work on the Palm. Eat, breathe, sleep on the Palm as well. So we focus. We specialize on the Palm. A bit of Emirates Hills. You know, it's mostly client driven. So our clients are high net worth individuals, people that we have relationships with.
You want to find them the best villas in the city.
Whatever they're looking for, and if they have listings, for example, one of my clients has a penthouse in the Dorchester, which is given to me exclusive, full floor, private swimming pool. I don't work business pay, but of course I'm not going to say no. I'm not going to help you sell this property. So it's a 90 million property. So wherever the property is, if it's maybe 60, 70 million plus, then definitely we will work on it.
What do you think about the off-plan investment?
So look, I've worked off plan as well. As you know,
Yeah.
as you can imagine, from 2002, it started off plan and then resale and then it went back to off plan and then it was commercial and then resale and then off plan again. So there's been phases. But look, I see companies such as Provident, where you have an off-plan department. I see unique properties who have just been doing off-plan all these years, and now they've just set up a secondary department.
The
and
market
division.
shifted now.
Because the market shifted.
Now secondary is like dominating at least 80%.
Exactly, right? But off-plan, I think, look, it's you have investors and certain investors looking at cash flow. They don't want to pay upfront. They don't want to get a finance or a mortgage, right? And they're looking for capital appreciation. I think if you find the right developer, right, with the right track record, and if you find the right property and investment, then it's great.
But you personally, wouldn't you do it? Like, for example, I would never do secondary. Never.
I do off-plan.
I pass it.
I also
pass
do
it to a
off-plan.
specialist.
Yeah.
I'm like, you handle it.
Right.
I'm just into off-plan. If I do secondary, it's a resale off-plan. It's not even ready.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I sell the investment. I'm not into going and
Right.
showing especially when there's women involved and like say a couple likes the unit, he brings the mother-in-law, damages everything, and
Right.
check another unit, and after 60 days to end up in a different area, I'm like, I cannot do this real estate. I hate it personally. I'm into, but you like doing
It's
off-plan?
always the mother-in-law's fault, right?
Always.
Always.
Out of experience, you know? So I'm just like,
Right.
yeah, let me sell an investment, and the mother-in-law can agree or not. It's
Right.
okay.
So I do off-plan myself.
Yeah.
I focus on secondary, high-end secondary, but you know, I can't ignore my clients' needs. And when we work with the likes of Aldar and obviously you know, good developers that support us.
Aldar is becoming great. Like for the past year, what they're launching, the way dealing with them, it was perfect. Like,
Yes.
I have a good friend of mine, and she told me it's about time to deal with us. And since I went there, I've been extremely happy and pleasant dealing with them. At least it's a product where I'm proud to sell, and
Yes.
I'm not worried that the handover will come and the client will call me and say this is terrible. No,
100%.
I can sell it with
100%.
confidence, knowing that I'm dealing
Right.
with a beast. In Abu Dhabi.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I know you're very selective with the developers that you work with
handpicked
as well.
it, yeah, 'cause I don't want ever someone, because I tell you something, one of my principles is never sell something you will not buy it yourself.
100%.
So if a developer comes say, I want to give you 15%, but like I'm destroying someone's
Right.
life, man. That's their earning, that's their saving.
Absolutely.
Like to give me, I would never
And
do
that's
it.
what sets you aside from all the
Yeah.
other brokers. And that's what makes you a great broker, is that you basically offer what you would buy yourself.
100%. And thank you for this compliment. Ben, I don't want to take much of your time, and I
my
just want to finish it with a question. Actually, it's not a question, it's a request. Just want you to look at this camera,
Yes.
and let's say your kids are watching this on YouTube after 20 years. What kind of message you want to pass them?
What kind of message? Oh, well, first of all, I tell them that I love them and that they mean the world to me. And everything I do is because of them. The company, basically the business, me running around hustling and trying to make the best life is because of you, Armin and Ava. And I hope that I make you proud, and I've made you proud.
I am proud already.
Thank you.
Ben, thanks a lot for this beautiful episode. Thanks a lot for coming on the
Thank
show.
you. It's my pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys for watching, and see you in the next one.
Heavily raining,